Okay, so I'm just up in another roof doing a roof inspection, and you can see that somebody's pumped cellulose fibre into this job. Now, this is a particularly coarse grade of cellulose. More, I'm just having trouble holding the light and showing you, but you can see how coarse that is. You can virtually pull out little pieces of paper out of that and read words off them. That's that coarse. Now, there's lots of different manufacturers. There's nothing particularly wrong with the product necessarily, provided it's got enough borax in it to make the product fire retardant and vermin retardant. The problem's always that if the installer that put it in couldn't be bothered climbing over into these tight little sections over here, and you can see the joists there, it's low on the edges there, right? But if you look over a bit further, there's none at all over there, and none at all in any of that there. So virtually the installer's saved himself, you know, probably more than half the material just in this room. So that's where some of the times getting a cheap quote's not a cheap quote. Now you can tell that it hasn't settled. A lot of people will tell, you know, people that it settles or that, but it hasn't settled, because if you have a look at this little piece right here in front of you, if it had settled, right, like they've put a fair bit into this bay here, right, but if it had settled, there's no fluff on that joist there, there's a bit on this. If it had settled, it would have settled down and pushed this down here like this, and you'd have a gap, right? The top bit would have settled and this would have settled away from it, right? So it hasn't settled, but it just wasn't installed well to start with. So that's how you know whether the cellulose is settled. And I've inspected hundreds and hundreds of jobs over the years, and I've never ever seen it settle, but I have seen dodgy work like this where they just haven't put enough in. So I'm going to recommend to the customer that we fix it up for them, and then they'll get the insulation that they need.